Welcome to Business Authority Radio, bringing you insights from today's thought leaders, professionals, and influencers. With your hosts, Neil Howe and Craig Williams.
Welcome to another edition of Business Authority Radio. I'm Craig Williams, your host, and I have Dr. Kenneth Weil with us. We have a unique setting. We're actually at the Universal Studio, call outside, on the grounds of...
True Universal Studio.
Yeah, exactly, the true Universal Studio, on the grounds of Berkeley Hills Country Club. And I've had the pleasure of playing here once, as I was reminded once I pulled up. But you obviously get to play here often, Doc. And obviously you've gotten enough adjustments, or you stay adjusted enough so it does not affect your backswing. So tell us a little bit about this journey of chiropractic care. You've been at it for 2 decades, close to 2 decades now.
Yes, I have.
And I'm sure it's a passion of yours because you got this big smile just on your face. So please share a little bit about what led you to this place, this profession, this human touch that you get to experience on a weekly and daily basis. And from time to time, you'll hear a golf cart come by. So don't let that distract you from this wisdom we're about to drop on you folks. Kenneth?
Yeah. Well, chiropractic came to me from, really it was, I guess I came to chiropractic. I use the word innately, naturally. I was really focused on having an opportunity to help people, and I was doing it by meditating and really getting into my own into a method of concentration so that I could become more connected. Now, when I did that, I was actually working at self-healing, through self-meditation. And so I was in this frame of mind when someone asked me if I wanted to become a chiropractor.
Wow. So you were just walking down the street, or you were meditating? You were in. I
guess. Let me start over again. I was working as an industrial designer.
Wow.
That was my first degree, and at that, it came a point where I was not happy with that job. So I left that job in January. I was playing golf, which I do a lot, and I joined up with this threesome, and they were chiropractors, and they were currently in between sessions of a seminar, and they started talking to me about how I could help a lot of people and make a good living at doing so. And I thought those two combinations, that combination was a good thing to do. So,
and of course, you all were on a golf course, so it allowed them the time to,
4 hours.
Exactly.
So when they started telling me about what it was, what chiropractic was, and to be honest with you, this was really my first impression of chiropractic on a one-on-one setting. Later on, I realized my mother had been going to a chiropractor, and my mother had terrible migraines when I was a kid. Around 16 years old, I can remember her being attached to a door in a little traction device, and it was because she had terrible neck pain and migraines. And imagine your mother attached with her head stretched and sitting there next to a door, and knowing that she was suffering, and then realizing that she was getting relief. Later on, she tried all that was physical therapy. So she tried physical therapy, she tried medication, she tried shots, and none of that was working. And then I fast forward, and I kind of noticed that she was feeling a lot better. And so I found out after being introduced to chiropractic that my mother got great results from chiropractic care. Absolutely. It was actually the only thing that helped her. And so that was my real inspiration about becoming a chiropractor.
Wow.
But the thing is, it fit my philosophy and personality when I heard about it. It was like, okay, we can help people with a drugless healing profession and help people live optimally. Now, when I say that, I want you to understand there's a couple of reasons why that applies. First of all, my office, we're Chiropractic Works Family Health Center. And our mission is to help everyone, especially children.
Wow.
And a lot of times people wonder, well, how many children have back pain? And, well, the truth is, not many. So why would I help children? Well, the reason is because most of the adults that I see in my practice, their problems actually started when they were a child. And often it's the birth process, which is very traumatic. So if we take care of that problem when it happens, now we have less likelihood of this person leading a life with disease and health issues because of a malfunctioning nervous system from the start.
Yeah.
So, and we also take care of pregnant moms. And again, the reason being, a mother whose structure is imbalanced will have a fetus that is not in the proper position, which then develops into an imbalanced structure.
Yeah.
And now the baby is born already one step behind. So we correct the pregnancy, the mom, so that the baby is in the right position, and now the baby has less chances of problems. Then we check the baby right when they come out because they're getting torqued and twisted and yanked and pulled, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that baby's spine, his nervous system is functioning at 100%. So that brings another thing, the principles of chiropractic into play. What are the principles? The first and the biggest of principles, number one, is that the body is designed to be healthy. Did you believe that? Do you believe that?
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing, as a matter of fact. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of things, but every 4 months you have a brand new set of blood cells. All the blood cells in your body have been replaced in 4 months. 28 days, your liver cells completely replaced.
Wow.
And when you go home at night and get ready for bed, thousands and thousands of dead skin cells float to the floor, and you get to vacuum yourself up in the morning. 98% of the dust in your house is you, Craig.
Wow.
You're a very dusty person. Did you?
I'm going back from whence I came. Yes. Yeah.
So why do I say that? To emphasize your body's in a constant state of change and repair.
And movement too. I would suggest too. We were created to move, not be sedentary as we
Absolutely.
tend to be.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why people don't move as much as they used to, because they can't do it with ease anymore.
Yeah, and lifestyles are, if you look at the way we're sitting right now, it's all crunched.
Yeah.
You know, we're all forward, we're hunched over, shoulders down, you know, and that is a position of, a common position in all activities right now.
Yeah.
And that is not a normal position.
Looking over a screen or
Texting
or yeah.
So when you do that, you put yourself in a situation where you're training your structure incorrectly. It's like learning a bad golf swing. And then continuing to do it, not changing it.
That's one of the benefits of not being on the golf course for a number of years is you forgot the bad habits, and so you do have an opportunity to come back and
Try again.
Yeah. I love the point that you deal with children. Your focal point is children, and of course they have parents, and eventually they see the value in what you're doing for them, and they take on that same care. But foundation, it's lifestyle you're establishing, you're planting a seed. A lot of people don't get to experience chiropractic care, or most people tend to only experience it after they've been in a car accident.
Right.
Or, you know, from that type of influence. Or they're tired of being cut on or the drugs and they're looking for an alternative.
Right.
And I've said before that the chiropractic is like the rebound doctor. Well, I've tried everyone else. Okay, I'll give you a shot.
Right.
You know?
And that's truly not that's not the truth.
Exactly.
And when you get back to it, the principles, the first one is your body is designed to be healthy. The second one is the brain and the nervous system are the things that control your body. Everything is controlled by your brain and your nervous system. So the third is if you interrupt the brain and nervous system from being able to tell the body what to do, now you have problems. Now you have a situation where your body is no longer, your brain is no longer telling your body what to do. And if that nerve that's being interrupted is going to your heart, what happens to your heart?
Yeah, and then your body's just going to react to what it's adjusting. It's constantly adapting and adjusting to keep you mobile or whatever it is that you're doing, but it's designed the opposite way.
It's more about the nervous system.
Yeah.
It's because the nerves are the spine or the back protects your nervous system. That's the whole reason that chiropractors work on backs. It's not because of the bones. It's not because of the muscles. It's because of the nerves that are traveling through those bones, and that way, if the bones have shifted out of position, they will put pressure on the nerves. It's a weak analogy, but it works. Just like putting a kink in a water hose.
Yeah, I look at it as foundational. You know, I look at our vertebra that covers the nervous central, the
nervous system.
Yeah, nervous system. As a foundation, like our feet. I mean, we're either on our feet or our backs most of the time. And the obvious is, why don't we spend enough money and time on that, is because it's usually behind us or below us. And we're in movement, and sometimes we have to be reminded, and usually the reminder is pain or discomfort,
right,
or disease.
Sometimes by the time the pain has occurred, the problem has been there for a while.
Yes.
And you can use the analogy of a cavity in your tooth. By the time you feel the pain in your tooth, the bacteria has been eating away at that tooth for a long time.
Yeah.
There are 5 things that I teach in my office, and I call it the dress principle. And earlier you were asking me if I wrote a book or was interested in writing a book, and this has been the book that's been on the shelf for a while. Dress, and DRESS. The first one is diet. You have to have good nutrition. The second one is rest. You need to have appropriate amounts of rest. The next is exercise. Then there's stress relief, which involves meditation and involves spirituality, whatever it takes for you to relieve your stress.
Centered, yeah.
And
focus,
and the last one, and the most important, is the spinal system. So DRESS: diet, rest, exercise, stress relief, and spinal correction. And the most important one, it's hard to say which one's most important, but if you don't have a properly functioning nervous system, all of those are hard to do.
And without any of those that you mentioned, you're undressed.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
So I call it Dress for Health.
Wow. I like that. It's a good title.
Yeah.
I can see the cover already.
So, the essence of it is, my job is to restore law and order. My job is to look at the nervous system, correct any nervous system imbalances, and allow your body to heal itself from within. That's the biggest thing. I don't heal anything. I don't heal back pain. I don't heal headaches. The good news is, though, when I correct the nervous system imbalance, headaches get better. Nervous system, back pain gets better. Indigestion, heartburn gets better. Pregnancy gets better.
Yeah. Awesome. Dr. Kenneth Weil, doctor at Chiropractic, and it says it, I mean, the name of your center says it all. Chiropractic Works Health Center.
As I use the double entendre.
Yeah.
And, when they call in, Chiropractic Works, how can I help you?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. CEO and founder. How many partners do you have?
I am a lone practitioner.
Outstanding. And with the children focal, I mean, do you do any? Do you ever have conversations at schools, or how do you target the children? Because that's different than most.
We do talk to PTAs. I do a lot of corporate wellness programs. And I also I go out to the schools. I do scoliosis screenings, and really I'm involved with the doulas and the midwives, so they know that I am Webster certified, which is a technique used for helping stabilize the pelvis of the pregnant mom, so that the baby lives in a good environment, or the fetus is able to live in a good environment.
Yeah, and once the baby comes out, the mother has to be focused on even still her posture then, because she's holding it to one side or the other, and and father too.
And we see some issues, for example, that pop up, like a baby that breastfeeds and only likes one side, and is real finicky on the other side. That's a big indication that the baby has a strain in the neck, which we call a subluxation, a nerve interference in the neck. So, because the baby doesn't want to turn its head to one side. So many moms will notice their baby will only like the right side.
Yeah.
And it's not because the milk's better over there. There's something going on structurally in the baby.
Wow.
So we see little things like that that can are an indication. Babies are supposed to poop. When babies don't poop or don't eat, that's a bad sign, and they're supposed to poop regularly. And I'm sorry to say, I have heard some doctors say that it's okay that the baby hasn't pooped in 3 or 4 or 5 days.
Oh, really?
And that's absolutely not true. Babies are supposed to poop. They're
human beings. We all are supposed to poop.
So there's just a couple of indicators of when a problem can be showing up, and very, very early.
Wow. Interesting. What do you see the next generation? I mean, this is unique because I've talked to a millennial chiropractor, which that's a different perspective. But this perspective is I've got 4 children. We have 4 children.
Right.
And they're adults now, but at the same time, that consciousness that a child that's used to going to a chiropractor or has been to a chiropractor early on is also a good advocate for chiropractic care. I mean,
you'll find that that people raised under chiropractic care from birth, they suffer from fewer health issues. Their immune system is stronger. They obviously have better structure, and they generally are healthier. Now, understand that doesn't mean that they haven't had falls or accidents and haven't created scar tissues.
Yeah, the interruptions of life.
They're still going to have the limitations of matter, which is when you break your arm.
Yeah.
Your arm is not going to function at the same capacity. Your body will still be working at getting it to function at 100% of its capability.
Yeah.
But there will be limitations. So limitations occur, but my job as a chiropractor is to help you function at 100% or as close to 100% as is absolutely possible given the things you've done to yourself.
That's amazing. Tell me this. You have children.
I do. 29-year-old.
20, yeah. And so how early did they start chiropractic? I mean, you've been in when they were 9? Because
my son, who's 29, he got adjusted when I pretty much the first year I met him. He was 2.5 years old when I first met him.
Gotcha.
I got into chiropractic pretty soon after I met him, and then he was adjusted when I was going to chiropractic school.
Wow. Because, I mean, I was wondering if you evolved into this or you knew that this was how you were going. I mean, with your story, I understand the fact that seeing your mom.
I've always loved kids.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to make a big difference. And I figured the best way to make a difference is to start early. I've been taking care of kids and moms and pregnant moms for a long time. I'd say the last 3 years I kind of ignited my passion with that because I started seeing more and more problems that could have been helped if I had been a little more adamant about letting my parents know that what they need to do, that they need to bring their kids in to minimally get a checkup.
Yeah.
They may be fine, but let's check them up. Let's check it out and see if they're fine and make sure that we can catch stuff before it becomes a problem. Because so my passion was doubled, and it's been about, I guess, 4 years now that I kind of revamped my office. And my office is designed to get to the cause. I am not about patching it up. I'm not about a quick fix chiropractic adjustment. You know?
This is lifestyle we're dealing with.
Exactly.
So,
and, to me, it truly, in my opinion, it would be unethical for me to adjust you only for your back pain and not explain the story, explain all what I'm telling you
and
now.
how it affects the extremities.
Because now you don't have the information to make a choice. And all you think of chiropractic is as an expensive aspirin.
Yeah.
And when you don't realize, or if you haven't been taught the story, you don't realize that it's the nervous system. This is going to help your body function higher. You're going to be able to hit the ball longer.
Yeah,
You're going to be able to hit it straighter.
Performance.
You're going to be able to pitch the ball on target more accurately.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to, serve better in tennis, or, all of these things. When you fine-tune your nervous system 1 or 2 points, 1 or 2 percentage points, it makes a huge difference in the way you function and the way you perform.
Wow. As I mentioned earlier, there are 122 years of chiropractic care serving humanity.
This week.
Yes, this week, Monday, actually.
Yeah.
The 18th. And that's a whole nother story. But
well, we have to do another interview.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a youth. I mean, our country is a little over 200 years old, right? Half of that, a little close to half of that is There's been chiropractic care, the organized chiropractic care. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and our parents always told us to sit up straight, and I wondered, did chiropractic care start with just the fundamentals of a conversation, of posture, of things? It's not sexy the way you're humped over like that, and and that's part of it. But then when you look at the exterior, there's a cause for that. So the person who was interested in why is that? Why are they humped over? Why are they feeling that pain up here or down here? And and tell me this: what are some of the exciting things that you've seen develop in chiropractic care in the last decade or so, that you when you saw it, you were like, man, I'm glad that came along to help our story, our cause.
Well, I had the honor to have known Dr. Webster personally, and Dr. Webster.
Tell the audience a little bit about his contribution.
Dr. Webster is known as the founder of pediatric chiropractic care. He started the ICPA, International Pediatric Chiropractic Association, and he was. It came to him, or the Webster technique kind of came to him from years and years of seeing babies. It's a very specific technique for stabilizing the pelvis of the mom. And it has been known for helping babies that were breech or position breech to shift. But it's about the stabilization of the pelvis. So it's not, quote unquote, a breech turning technique. It is a pelvis stabilizing technique. So, his contribution was to change this focus into to helping kids and getting chiropractic to the parents, so that the parents know to get the children checked early. That was a big thing. I'd say more lately, and within probably the last 5 years, there's been some studies about functional neurology and how it applies. And that is not just neurology of the spinal cord or the vertebrae of the spine, the neurology through that, but it's the brain neurology. And now, along with correcting spinal subluxations, there are procedures to correct brain subluxations. And that is pretty exciting new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Life College being the largest chiropractic university in the world, as I understand.
Yes, it is.
They also have a brain center.
Yeah,
as well.
And their functional neurology, and that's really exciting new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cutting edge.
Yeah.
And you can have people do certain kinds of exercises with their eyes, or certain kinds of exercises that will train left and right brain, so that you can improve communication from one side to the next. It's like I say, it's really exciting stuff. So that's pretty neat. And I've been getting into that a lot lately, and seeing some dramatic results. I have seen, it's interesting. I don't call them miracle cases because I see these things a lot, but to the patient, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
When a 45-year-old lady comes in and she's been having menopause symptoms, and her hot flashes are just unbearable, and I take care of her and her hot flashes go away.
Let's clear that up. You take care of her.
Her spine, her structure, her subluxations. Yes,
Gotcha.
I take care of her subluxations. Yes, please. And in doing that, that is a huge change in someone's life.
Yes.
When they're not sleeping because they're burning up, and they're having these kind of symptoms. As a matter, I moms whose babies couldn't eat and wouldn't eat and kept spitting up, as soon as they started eating, they would throw it up. So they never got anything. They were not thriving because of that. And then getting the care, chiropractic care, they then started thriving. And they then started digesting food and pooping like they're supposed to, and all that. That's exciting. I mean, that to me, to see that kind of difference. I have one child. Now, in my old days, I would not have taken an X-ray of a 4-year-old. I generally wouldn't take an X-ray of a 4-year-old or of a up until 7 or 8 or 9 if I thought it was absolutely necessary. But having seen subluxation happen earlier and earlier in life, I decided to take a X-ray of this 4-year-old girl. She had early degenerative changes in her spine. She had the beginning of scoliosis at age 4. Now, what were her symptoms? She was experiencing terrible leg pain at night, only about 2 or 3 times a month. And she would wake up, and she'd have to go into her parents and sleep with her parents, and it was really hard for her. So I took pictures of her, saw the scoliosis. She came in, got adjusted for an intense program of 6 months, took another X-ray, and the scoliosis was gone. That's exciting. That's a thrill, and to see that happen. Because what did that do to that child's future? How did that change her future? That's a dramatic change.
And I can see how chiropractic care could complement the growth process. I mean, you're able to see, because usually by the time we get to it's more of a stabilization, and we're working with, fusing and all those types of things,
right,
as opposed to growing and seeing how you could be corrective in the growth. I remember
fine-tuning it along the way.
Yeah, because I'm knock-kneed, and I remember those little shoes that had the bar between, those types of things that we would use back then. It seemed so prehistoric, but that they were adapting to, allow you to be optimum eventually.
I sometimes will compare it to learning a dance. You have to learn the dance. You have to learn each step along the way, and then you have to practice it until it becomes natural, and you don't have to think about it anymore. Now you can go out there and perform it. You're not thinking about what is the next move. Well, you want to get your body to that point where the correction And that's what these devices were doing. They were correcting the position so that the body remembered that as being normal.
Awesome.
And that's what I do also in correcting the spine.
Well, folks, we've had Dr. Kenneth Weil at the Universal Studio. We're outdoors. Founder of Chiropractic Works Health Center here in Atlanta, and really appreciate your insight. Tell the audience how we can get in touch with you, and all this will be on the show notes as well. But numbers that you like to share. Or...
Okay. Well, my name is Dr. Kenneth R. Weil, W-E-I-L. My practice name is Chiropractic Works Health Center. We have just changed it to say Chiropractic Works Family Health Center.
Congratulations.
So, yeah. And we're located at Howell Mill Road, 1715 Howell Mill Road in Atlanta, 30318. And our phone number is 404-350-8000. My email, and you can always contact me, and I will always respond, is drweil@atlantachiro.com. My website, www.atlantachiro.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doc.
You've been listening to Business Authority Radio with Neil Howe and Greg Williams. To learn more about the resources mentioned in today's show, or to listen to past episodes, visit businessauthorityradio.com.